afternoon, good evening. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the Arsenal PSG match preview that's happening tonight. We've got a wonderful group today. We've got the match reaction king, Gums down the bottom.
How are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, good. Looking forward to tonight. Excited. So, come on.
Yeah, well, Silver One. I'm not even going to tell you where he is because he's just literally in the private chat telling me where he is.
I'm currently in a pulled back muscle. So I'm on diazepam. So if I sound loopy, you know why.
Tony, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference for you.
well, there you go. But anyway, it's great to join you guys. Gums, it's been a minute. It's lovely to see that smiling face of yours.
You know, work's been so manic, but once I saw the message, I said, actually, I'm pretty free this morning, so I'm jumping straight in. So, yeah, it's good to be here again, man.
Yeah, I'm glad everyone's here. Big up to Sammy saying evening, Bobby. Big up to Mohammed saying morning. Emery bottle at the weekend. I'll be honest, I don't really care. I'll be honest. When it comes to Villa, I couldn't give a monkey's arse. I'm from the West Midlands, so I'm a Wolves man anyway. But my cousin is an Aston Villa fan, and he would have just given me non-stop shit if they won the FA Cup. So I really couldn't care. Can't see us winning today, sadly, says Temi. How will PSG replace Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe? Needs to be studied. They look better, if I'm honest about them. Temi always loving the intro, but he's not happy to see you back because he reckons we lost the game.
Am I that cursed this season? I can't remember. If I am, then tell me I'm gonna jump off. But
I can't remember. You haven't done many, but I can't remember the ones you have done.
Maybe Temi, let us know because if I'm a bad omen, just let me know. I'm jumping straight off because this game's bigger than me. So
no, Emery is better than Arthur Shouts in recent times. Look, he's won more trophies. You can't deny what Unai has done. But when it comes to Aston Villa, I couldn't give a monkey's arse about them. They scum. PSG not good from corners. They're not. We need to exploit it, but unfortunately, with our main man from the corners is missing. So Gabriel is a monster from corners, and he's missing. So yeah, let's see if we can hurt him still. Anyway, I do want to go through the boring stuff, which is all about seeing how our form guide is. Obviously, PSG have got 3 wins in 5. They lost at the weekend, but I'll be honest, I think it was very much like us, 50% effort. They didn't really care. We didn't really care as much as I wanted to win. I think our players were 50% effort, personally. We beat the Scum, which is always nice. So 2 wins in 5 for us, and obviously Scum are now relegated, so that's even better for me. So yeah, let's move on to the important details. Now, bear in mind, obviously the position is league position. However, all the stats are Champions League only, because that's the only thing that really matters, because we play differently in the Champions League. They play differently in the Champions League, so these stats are the important ones. They're obviously first. They've obviously won their league. Well done. We're second, and obviously Liverpool won their league. Well done. Goals scored per game in the Champions League is 2.5 for Arsenal, 2.1 for PSG. 11% conversion for PSG. We're 19%. If only that was like that in Premier League. Jesus. I think we're on 13%. It's totally different. It's totally different for us in the Premier League. Goals conceded per game. Now, this is interesting because I didn't realise PSG was so good defensively, but they actually are in the Champions League. They've only conceded 1 per game. We're 0.6, which is very, very good, obviously. But 1 is pretty decent as well. Chances created per game is 3.6 for Arsenal, 4.2 for PSG. Clean sheets, 6 for Arsenal, 5 for PSG. Home form, obviously the home game matters tonight. We've played 6, won 5, drawn 1, lost 0 at home in the Champions League. Scored 14 goals though, 2 goals conceded. For away form for PSG, not good, if I'm honest. Played 7 away. They've won 4, drawn 0, lost 3. Goals scored 13, goals conceded 7. So not that great. Here's the little nitty gritty. Possession. Right, so PSG like to boss the games, and I don't expect that to happen tonight, I'll be honest. I think we'll try and do that, but they are very good possession-wise. For 63.6%, they have possession, and that's Champions League games. These 50.9 for Arsenal. XG 22.7 for Arsenal, 30.4 for PSG. Shots on target per game. We don't do this in the Premier League either. I wish we did. 6.3 on target, 7.2 for PSG. Big chances missed. Now this is nowhere near what it's like for the Premier League for us. Only 23 big chances missed in the Champions League. We're on like nearly 60 in the Premier League. I know we play more games and all that kind of rubbish, but we are not that bad in the Champions League. PSG, however, they are pretty bad, 38, which is not good. Accuracy in passes. Now, this is very different from Premier League games. Again, we do way more accuracy passing in the Premier League compared to we do in Champions League. And look at PSG, 598.4 per game on average. It's mad. We're only 396. Long balls, obviously, that's not our style of football. So we only do 13.8 per game. PSG, 26.8. Accuracy in crosses, 4.5 compared to PSG's 3.9. XG conceded is 10.7 for Arsenal, 13.6 for PSG. Fouls per match. Now, surprisingly, PSG are actually quite a clean club. Only 8.3 fouls per match compared to ours 10.8, which is a pretty average, to be fair. But 8.3 is pretty low, I have to be honest. I think it's one of the lowest in the Champions League. Goals, exactly the same amount of goals, 30 each. They have 24 from open play. We've had 22. We've had 2 set pieces. They've had 4, 0 free kicks. However, we do have, and we'll always remember 2 of these special free kicks anyway, because and they were just beautiful. But we have had 3 free kicks now. 2 penalties for us, 1 for them, 1 own goal, and 1 own goal for ourselves. Right, the important thing, this is brace yourselves, people, because this is not going to please some people. Ta-da! PSG have got 0 injuries whatsoever. It's unusual for me never to write a list, but there you go, it's blank. Arsenal, not so good. Partey, obviously suspended. Havertz, mid-May. It's currently 11th of May. I don't ask me why I've got an exact date, but I literally got an exact date for when he's meant to return, 11th of May. Tomiyasu is out for the season, looking like October at the moment. Jesus, out for even longer. Gabriel, I think I was given the date, 14th of July, I think, for Gabriel. Jorginho is a doubt, rib issue, but as we all know, he's also leaving at the end of the month as well. Calafiori, well, not end of this month, end of May. Sorry, I thought it was in May then. Calafiori is still a doubt. White's a doubt. Marino is a doubt, but this is Mikel. He doesn't really give a shit about doubts. If he wants them, he'll play him. I'll start with you, Tone. Are you concerned about any of the issues we got there with White doubt, Marino doubt?
Yeah, those 2.
Just those 2.
Definitely those 2.
Yeah.
I would be. I don't know. Marino for sure, because obviously he's been doing the job, and in the Champions League as well. So he would be massive if we missed him tonight.
Yeah.
As well as Trossard's been playing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to start him.
No, fair enough.
As the 9. So yeah, Marino's the biggest one for me, because I'm happy with Timber at right back. I'm happy with Timber, but it'd be nice to have White around as well.
Yeah, actually, before I ask Gomza, I just want to ask you a quick question. This has nothing. Well, it does actually have something to do with a non-R Arsenal fan that someone sent me a video of him this morning. Is Timber better than Hakimi?
Ooh.
Why are you going? Oh, there's no. For me, there's no thinking. This is the easiest question ever. Hakimi is a better right back than Timber. Yeah. Timber's done amazing, but you cannot say that Timber's better than.
The truth is, I think Hakimi's more flashy, not flashy in terms of like step overs, but he's all singing, all dancing, up and down, left, right. Do you know what I mean? He's all over the place. He is amazing to watch.
I want to clone him. I want to clone him. I want 11 of him.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
Would you say that Hakimi's definitely better than Timber?
He is. Timber's great. But
yeah, exactly. I'm by saying Hakimi's better than Timber is not me saying Timber's shit. There's just levels.
Good. He's been consistently good, and you can't deny that.
Yeah, exactly. Someone sent me, and the Arsenal fan chose Timber over Hakimi. I was like, what?
Yeah, no.
What? I love Timber. Don't get me wrong. He's absolutely incredible. But Hakimi all day for me. But yeah, Gumza, you looking at those injury doubts? Are you concerned by any of them?
I think it would be handy to have Calafiori and White just to be on the bench, and if we need to, strengthen up at the end, or people are tiring, make some changes. I think that's where they're handy. But in terms of the main 11, it's just Merino. Because for me, Arteta's very pragmatic, isn't he, at the moment, especially. So I could see a game where he would want to start Merino and Rice in midfield.
Yeah.
And Trossard in the 9. If Merino is also missing a half-foot Jorginho, do I want to see that? I think he's had quite a bad season this season.
We're going to see him tonight.
Yeah.
For me, there's no doubt, but I have to be honest that he's not 100% fit. So
he hasn't looked the same this season. You've seen the difference. I've seen the difference in him this season to last year. I think last year, every time he played, I was still very comfortable with him. This year, he looks a good couple of yards off it now.
Yeah. Big up to Chris. So big up, mate. I know you've had a horrible weekend. You've had a mixed weekend. Obviously, your Liverpool won, but your Carlisle got relegated. So yeah, I apologise for kind of what a weird weekend you've had. But proper boxing at a better venue than the toilet bowl, says Mohammed. Morning, PB. Morning, strangers. 26 young. Happy birthday. Oh God, it was. I forgot. I'm bad, mate. I told you. I'm awful with birthdays. Apologise, Chris. Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday.
I know you told me, but I'm shit at remembering dates, mate. I'm awful. Really bad. Mikel Merino for party. Ooh, we'll get onto that in the chosen lineups in a minute. At least I witnessed my birthday. Eubank beating the cheat. Yes, you had a very good weekend with the boxing, didn't you? Yes, indeed. We need to score 2 or 3 goals and keep a clean sheet to take us with going into the second leg. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The one I didn't get to talk about accepted Carlisle with down disgraceful stands, but we already sacked sporting director. 1 down, 3 to go. Glad owners have apologised. I'm like, that's good. At least they've actually done well. Merino isn't fit. I will always be honest. If he's not fit, I will say he's not fit. I know Mikel will come out and go, he's fit to play. 100% fit is what I expect. He's not 100% fit, so he's not fit enough, in my opinion. That's just me. I would always want 100% fit players on the pitch. That's just me. I'm greedy. White, now he's unfortunately again not fit also. This is the problem when they do press conference. They need to be a little bit more honest. It's game danger. Big ups, James. Time for us to showcase ourselves on the biggest stage. No matter what happens, I really feel the worldwide perspective of Arsenal has drastically changed for the better. Big up to Colm saying not in the same postcode. I'm guessing that's Timber and Hakimi, definitely. Timber is better defensively. I don't know. It's quite close, to be honest. I don't think it's that one. That one's definitely hard to call. Offensively, it's not. It's not hard to call. Yeah. I think defensively, it's very hard to call. But we're talking about comparing the 2 type of players, and if Hakimi will get into walking our team all day, every day, and he's the type of player I would love as well. Imagine Hakimi. No disrespect to Timber, by the way, before anyone jumps on me, but imagine Hakimi and Saka in the same team. See you later, other opponents. That's all I say, because you stand 0 chance. Hakimi is definitely better than Timber. Timber is much better than Hakimi. I'm guessing you meant defensively there. Hakimi is a lot better offensively. I think it's close between Timber and Hakimi personally. Defensively, but offensively, Hakimi all day long. Both Merino and White in training. Yeah, but that, I'll be honest, Havertz is training as well, and he ain't fit. Calafiori's in training, he ain't fit. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. The way I would put Hakimi versus Timber debate is Hakimi is the best offensive right back in the world, because I think Timber is the best defensive right back in the world. There are other right backs out there. I'm just comparing the 2. I'm just saying.
Do you know what I think it is with Timber? Like, again, we all play football. Hakimi 11 aside, again, his engine, the way he maneuvers, like he is just a monster.
Yeah,
but I think Timber's one of those 5-a-side players where he could just play any position and it's just comfortable on the ball. Like he's technically so gifted. So it's even hard to pigeonhole him as a right back. I think he could just pop up anywhere and play football. So I understand why he doesn't stand out like some of the others but I think he's just so tidy anywhere on the pitch. So I think in 5-a-side he must be a nightmare to play against because you just can't get near him. Do you know what I mean? So Hakimi for me is just he is unbelievable. Like his engines. He's like a throwback, like a Cafu, isn't he? Where
he was one of my all-time right back favourites. Cafu.
He's almost like a throwback. I haven't seen a right back play like him.
No,
like with that same license. I think football's changed a lot. So
definitely. Well, Lee Dixon's always my favourite right back at Arsenal, and always will be probably. But if someone was to say, okay, does that mean he's your best one in the world? No, Cafu all day. All day, every day. Cafu was incredible.
Cafu was crazy.
Gets City. Colm, I know you're a little happy because Donny got promoted and all that kind of stuff. Hell no. But there you go. Mark Hughes still wants to. That would be lovely. I hope he does actually because I think he's done well. Timber defensively, Hakimi offensively, it's what you prefer. Yeah, I can see where it depends on how people look at right backs. Eze is class, he definitely is. There was a lot of disinfectant soap at Spurs Stadium for the fight. It's always going to crack me up that North London Forever was played at the shit Hart Lane Stadium. Connor Ben suffered the first defeat at Spurs Stadium. Right, he needs to play promoted for having it at Spurs. Used to defeat. Makes you wonder why we didn't go for Timber's twin Quinton, who is a solid. The jury's out for me on still on Quinton because I've seen him a lot and I'm still not convinced. He plays brilliantly one game and then has a stinker the next. I'm not convinced by him yet. I'm just not. I'm sorry. Moss was absolutely on my case for that. I've just not been convinced by him, and I need 10 games. He needs to perform well in 9 of them. If he doesn't do that, he doesn't convince me. I'm very hard to please, people. Okay, I am very hard to please. Anyway, talking about pleasing, these are my 5 to watch. There are 5. There's loads of them, to be fair, but I've had to choose 5. Talking about Hakimi, guess who's made my 5 to watch? Anyone surprised? I guarantee.
I think it's important that you did that to 2 fullbacks, to be honest.
Yeah, well, for me, it was so hard because this was one of Real Madrid was pretty hard, but this was really hard because I was like, who am I going to drop out of this? Because I actually, since Mbappe left, and now I hate PSG because I'm a Monaco fan, but I think they're so much better this season. And I think they're going to be a really hard game tonight. And we've played PSG before. One of the games that we've played previously will be used for the Retro Challenge today. And I've always respected them, and they've always had quite a good team. But this is probably one of the best ones I've seen for a long time. So yeah, I'm definitely going to respect them. So yeah, I've gone for both fullbacks because Nuno is arguably one of the best left backs in the world. But I do say one of, not the one, before anyone shoots me down. João Neves, it's hard to pick between their midfielders because they're all bloody good. But I had to go with João Neves because I needed to get Doué in. I loved him. Arsenal were interested in him. Arteta wasn't convinced. I wish sometimes he'd take a risk because this kid looks fucking awesome. What do you think, Gums? Because I'll come to you as well, Tone. But what have you made of Doué? I'm guessing you have watched quite a bit.
So before he even moved to PSG, he was someone who came to my attention, and he's just. I think, as I say, football has changed a lot, and the youthful players have got a lot bigger role to play. their energy and the speed of the game. It is a young man's game now. So I think gone are the days of seeing a lot of 34-year-olds, 35-year-olds. I think that's kind of done now. Yeah. But he's just got it all, hasn't he? And he's quite, I think because of Lamine Yamal, he's kind of gone under the radar because what Lamine Yamal is doing at his age is crazy. But he just seems to have it all. And same as Zaire Emery and João Neves. And I think PSG are quite similar to Arsenal in how they've rebuilt. They haven't gone with the biggest names in the world.
Yeah.
If definitely, even when you put that slide up, Hakimi's only 26. Do you know what I mean? It seems like he's been around forever.
I know.
Mendes is 22. So again, it's very similar to when we were signing the Gabriel Salibas, Whites, where you're bringing in young, early 20 kind of players. And again, it's kind of lost the ego, isn't it? And it's very much a youthful, exuberant team. So I look at both teams and they're very, very similar. However, it looks like for me, PSG are a bit more athletic the way they play, a bit more direct. Well, even though I was surprised with your stats actually, how much of the ball they do keep. But it just seems like when their wingers have got it, it just looks like it's just attack. Like I watched the Liverpool game and they blew them away. But I think it's going to be an interesting. It could be one of those games that, do you know what I mean? Not so we can say game of the season, but I think both teams have the ability to make it a really interesting game. It's an equally matched. It's very equal. It's very. I can't call it in all honesty.
No.
My biggest fear is obviously you called the stats earlier with PSG and how much chances they've missed, and for me, I don't mind seeing missed chances because it means you're creating them. And it only takes a good day for you to score 4 or 5 of those. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. But Doué, he's a very, very, very big talent, and it's going to be interesting. And again, you've left out Barcola, who's another. Their team is crazy.
It's so hard, and obviously I've missed Sheila out as well, which is people are going to go like, "What the hell?"
I was going to mention.
But I love Sheila, and we all know about Sheila. But Doué, for me, as Gumza rightly said, has gone under the radar because of Yamal. But that's why I have to talk about Doué because I think he's sublime. He does come off the bench more. He's only started 5 in the Champions League. Comes off the bench most, but these are my 5 to watch. And obviously Sheila, we all know about. And if people don't know who I'm on about, it's the guy from Napoli. I can't say his name, so I just call him
Kvaratskhelia. I've only learned it in the last few weeks.
it's thanks to the Aussie Gooner. I just call him Sheila now. It's a lot easier. It makes my life so much simple. Tony, what have you made of Doué? Because I know you watch the French
I can only echo what Gumza said there. I mean, it's their entire. It's the wing play, their midfield play. That not only can they move the ball around quick, they're quick as well.
They are.
And that's going to be where the battle's going to be won. We have to close them down in midfield, because they and like you said, it's a young man's game now, and you see now you talk about Yamal, winning the Euros when he did, and he was a key part of that. Which is why Doué's slightly under the radar. I don't think he is at the moment. I think people are actually starting to take notice of him now. But we do have to watch him.
We do. And finally, now I will bang on about this guy because I loved him. I was obviously I'm a Dortmund fan, so I watched him at Dortmund. Absolutely sublime. Just because it doesn't work at a certain club doesn't mean you're shit. And a lot of people forget this. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's happened with a lot of players that have come to us. It just doesn't work. They go back to another club and it all works out fine for them. Dembele is exactly that kind of fits in that slot for me because Dembele is quality. It just didn't work at Barca. It's as simple as that. But he is quality. He looks so good now.
He's having quite a season.
He looks so happy again as well. I got to watch him a lot at Dortmund and he was fantastic at Dortmund. I loved him. I don't think I'd ever want to pay the 100 million quid they paid for him, but that's a different story. But I don't like transfer fees anyway, personally, that much. Right, before we go on to the chosen lineups, I read Carlisle Sports Trust statement. I actually fell asleep. I didn't know Bobby liked fullbacks. It does happen. Whatever position you played at a football level is always your favourite, and fullbacks is my favourite. I just love a good fullback, and I always notice shit ones. Hence, Cine should never be a left back ever again. My Arsenal was Jesus Christ, Tim. You do know it's a Tuesday morning. Bloody hell. Almunia, Silvestre, Giroud, Slow, and Bentner. Christ almighty. Timmy, I swear you're just trying to put me into hospital with some kind of heart attack. Arsenal need to win first leg for me. Need to take a lead back to PSG. 100%. I don't think we win this tie if we don't win tonight. Personally, I don't know about you guys. Do you feel that we have to win today? If not, I don't think a draw is going to be enough.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think
we thought that about the women, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's a whole different story, mate. That is. That's beautiful. That is. I tell you.
I think the only reason I think we need to try and get in front is I think on the counter they could be lethal away from home. So if we're chasing the game and just say you watched the Madrid game, Timber was very reserved. He wasn't the usual kind of overlapping and up. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's who we're playing against. So I think we'll see something similar in this game. Whereas I think if we have to then start releasing the fullbacks a bit more, if we're chasing the game, the pace they got up front in the front three could really hurt us on the counter. So I think it helps, doesn't it? But at the same time, I'm not going to write us off because our form has been good in the Champions League since we've come back in the last 2 seasons. So
I'm so glad you said that part about the Champions League. Our form is so good in the Champions League.
Only Champions League. We're not talking about that. But yeah, so again, I think apart from the Bayern games, I think we've been pretty solid. Do you know what I mean? In most games. So sometimes if you've got something to chase, it can help you because it kind of takes you out of that mind frame of trying to hold on to something. Like I think if we go 1-1, I think that's more of a dangerous position for us. Yeah. I think we'll go there reserved and a PSG could just blow us away. So actually chasing something may be better for us rather than trying to hold on to something quite small. But it's football, and to be fair to the lads and Arteta, they've got it right a lot in the Champions League. So just got to believe. Yeah. Just got to believe.
Yeah. What about you, Tone?
Well, there's none of this low block in the Champions League, is there? Which is
that's what helps us. Yeah,
because we can't deal with the low block. And you know these teams in Europe don't do that. So this is why we are where we are. As long as we can do what we did against Real Madrid at home, for free to take back to Paris, then we should be okay. We should be okay.
Well, that's the hope.
Make it sound easy, Tone.
I'm confident. I mean, until the starting lineup comes out, anyway, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Mohammed saying Kava, but every time I think of that, I think of a drink, so that's why I don't really say Kava. Big up, gents. Big up, Godfrey. Hope you're doing well. Brenny, I've seen your team. I've started. I'll come back to that in a minute because it will probably cause an issue. So I'll talk about the chosen lineups in a minute. More tough to break down when they have a lead. Yes. Colm is obviously on some kind of vodka this morning already in Sheffield. It's going for a 5-1 win. Yeah, mate, we'll all be dreaming. We'll all be the match reaction tomorrow will just be us giggling just non-stop. Can you believe that happened? Very much like it did against Real Madrid, to be fair. We were all giggling, going, well, we didn't see that. Well, apart from Tony, before Tony jumps on me. Most of us didn't see that happening. So, yeah, if that happened, I'll be giggling non-stop throughout the reaction. But anyway, chosen lineups. Let's see what people have gone for. There's going to be some that have upset people, but tough. Right, we're going to start this. And I will apologise for people that like the battles. I've just realised I've just missed the battles. But it was João Neves against Partey in midfield. Rayo against Donnarumma. Very good goalkeepers. Top goal scorer for Arsenal is Saka now in the Champions League, weirdly. He's been out injured for so long. Top assist maker, Actually, I want people to guess. Gobza, who do you reckon the top assist maker is in Champions League now?
Marino.
Tony?
Martinelli.
No, Gumza was right. I didn't want to say he was right. I wanted to see what you both thought. And for PSG, it is Dembele goal scorer, and I think it's João Neves for assists. So I've just missed them out because I do want to make sure we do the challenges today because they are going to be fun. Anyway, first team. I'm going to get Gumza to rate the first one. So this is Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Marino, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard. What do we rate that one?
Yeah, I think it's for what we've got available, it's 9 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I think that's what Arteta will go with. I think he's going to go with the experienced players, tried and tested as such, like rather than trying to throw someone brand new into the midfield. So I think that's what he will go with if Marino can pass a fitness test.
Okay. Tony, you're going to rate the next one. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Marino up front.
I'm going to give that a 9. I wouldn't mind seeing
Christ.
midfield.
What are you all drinking? I don't feel 9s. What's what you both had?
I think it's because of what we've got available, isn't it? There's nothing available, so it's more rating it on what he can do rather than
okay.
If we had everyone available, we wouldn't want to see that. I don't think, but
Rice has to come 6 today. He has to.
Well, everyone has picked him as a 6 in these lineups, so just a spoiler: everyone has gone with Rice. Thankfully, no craziness. Gomza, you going to get the next one? Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Rice, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Not mad at it. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
All right, fair enough. Tone, you're going to get Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Marino. So I think literally just a change on the wing. I think dropping Martinelli and Trossard.
I need Martinelli in a team.
It's amazing. A few weeks ago, I guarantee none of you would have said that.
No,
it's amazing.
For me, it's the Hakimi threat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think Martinelli matches up with him perfectly. So I think that not ability wise, he's been better. Martinelli anyway, he has been better. But sometimes you do have to match up every now and again with someone.
He's on form right now as well, you know. So.
Yeah. Gumza, you get this one. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Marino, Waneri, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Yeah, it's not. I like it. I think Ethan deserves a start over Odegaard, but it just won't happen, especially in this game. So I'll give that an 8.
Fair enough. Tone. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Rice, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Marino.
We all like to see Lewis Skelly in that midfield position, but I want to keep him at left back. I'm not bringing Tierney in to start just yet. So everything else is fine. So 7.
7. Okay. Final 2. Gumza, you get Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Rice, Lewis Skelly, Waneri, Saka, Martinelli, Marino. Personally, this is my favourite. I love this on something.
No, I actually don't mind it. Yeah, I actually don't mind that at all. It would never happen, but...
No, I know. This is the thing. This is why I love giving people freedom. This is not a must choose a kind of what Arteta's going to go with. Choose what you want to do.
What you want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I do need to see that before the season's up. That's all I'm going to say. So if I saw that against Palace the other day, that would have been a 9 straight away for me, 10. But yeah, I actually quite like it. Tierney's I get what Bobby's saying. Won't do the same role, but defensively he's quite strong. And then you've got your young ball players in there. And like we say, it's a young boys game, and they're fearless as well, aren't they, in these moments? So sometimes you need that in your team. Like I think Lewis Skelly against Real Madrid was one of 2 or 3 players who were settling us down and actually putting their foot on the ball and looking after the ball rather than just kicking it back to their defenders to have wave after wave of attack. It was him, Partey, Rice, and Saka for me, who were just doing that bit just to give the defenders a bit of relief. So, yeah, I think Lewis Skelly's got an important role to play in this game again.
100%. So, actually, you didn't give me a rating for that one.
Give it a 9. I quite like it.
Okay. Tony, you get this one. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
We've not changed too much at the back, so that's okay. I understand people want to start Trossard because he is a bit of form, so I'm not angry at it. And if there is no Merino, then it will be Trossard. So yeah, I'll give that an 8.
Okay. Cool. Right, let's take that off and get ready. I can't wait for this bit. Anyway, let's go for the comments before we get there. But let's look at Brenny's actually. It's Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Zinchenko, Waneri. See, I thought people would actually freak out if you put in Waneri, Brenny, which is why I protected you for a bit. So yeah. Obviously, we know Odegaard will start. Obviously, I told everyone on the reaction for this Crystal Palace game, Odegaard will be assessed at the end of the season because there does look like there's a potential problem and it might need surgery, so he might be out for a bit. So he is playing with an injury. So, but as I said, he's a captain. If I was a captain and I've been in an injury, I'd say, "Oi, I ain't playing. Get me on. Get me sorted." But obviously, different mentalities. Saka, Trossard, and Martinelli. Yeah, I think that would have been given an 8. I think, wouldn't it, you guys?
Yeah,
8 or 9. Yeah. So well done, Bren. Let's just have a look, see what people have been saying before I move on. Oh, give me that. I've missed loads. Congratulations to Conford Donny getting promoted. Sheila showing us why we should have signed him in January tonight. 3-0 defeat, sadly. Temi, don't worry. I know people will freak out for people that are not used to you, Tem. Reverse psychology. Hey, I predicted the Liverpool score spot on, so I might have been brought it into existence. Says Cole. When I get back from Liverpool going, I decide to watch highlights of Dermot Watchlong getting carried away at one. Yes, I can imagine Dermot got really excited at the Solanke goal at the weekend. And yeah, I can just imagine him at 90 minutes. Probably wasn't a good sign. Terry Gary with Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Merino, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli. Yeah, okay. I would say it's about an 8. I would say from looking at everyone's scores. Yeah, probably say it's an 8. Colm going to hell. Just bugger off. Enjoy Sheffield. Anyway, alternative team, winners and Neto. Oh, for God's sake, Timmy. I hate saying some of these names. It just makes me feel sick. Danielson, Karlstrom, Ceballos, Sterling, Parchu. Sterling's made your alternative team now. My God.
You missed Frimpong out.
Oh, God. Seriously. It's painful reading some of those names. Chris has gone with a team. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Odegaard, Waneri. Oh, like that. Saka, Merino, Martinelli. Party wasn't suspended, I would say. Fuck God. I actually get that as well. If Party wasn't suspended, I probably would say just drop Odegaard and do something different. Also depends on Merino fitness. I'm shocked Merino out of fitness, not like he runs to front. Oh, that's funny. Merino, then Trossard, obviously. It's not. You are a git. Their remote co-host on Watch Long was rattled by Salah taking a selfie when he scored, saying disrespect, but no, it isn't. Was he a co-host? Oh, Dermot's co-host. Who was co-hosting with him? Was it the American guy? You have to let me know. Anyway, let's go into challenge time. It's normal challenge first, then we're going to do the retro. Let's have some fun. So for people that have not played this game before, you choose 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from the opposition, no honourable players, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 forward from the opposition must be selected. Once you select a player, you cannot swap him. Formation of the home team is always selected, so it's Arsenal's formation, so it's simple for us guys. No former players, present squad only. And I do help you out now because you do have the available players for PSG. Okay, so nice. You know. Much easier for you guys now. And because Tony feels poorly and he's in pain, I'm going to let him go first with his first choice.
I'm going to go simple. Well, actually, to be fair, it's going to be simple anyway, this. I don't think it's going to be difficult, but I'm going to start with Donnarumma.
Donnarumma, okay. Thumbs up. Your first choice, please.
Let's go and get Saka in there.
No, you got to stick with PSG players first. Be easy.
Oh, you got to do PSG first. Sorry, it's been a while. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier if you do PSG because otherwise you would all get confused.
All right, let's go Hakimi next.
Hakimi, okay. Tony.
We have to go with Sheila.
Yeah, I'm just literally going to write Sheila. I'm not even going to try and spell his surname. Right, comes up.
I don't know who to pick in midfield. Jesus, they got a squad. Who will sit next to Rice best? Let's go Neves.
Neves, okay. And Tony, you get the final PSG player.
Okay.
It's got to be the centre back, Tony.
No conferring.
Funny thing is, I don't really like their centre backs. I really don't.
You haven't got to pick one, mate. It's up to you.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm with you actually.
I do like Vitinha though.
Okay, you want to put him in midfield?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Gumza, you get the first Arsenal player to choose.
Let's keep it simple. Yeah, let's put him in there. He's got to go in.
All right, Tony, your first Arsenal player. You want Saliba. Okay. Guns up.
Be Lewis Skelly.
As left back, yeah?
Yep.
Tony.
Rice, baby.
Rice, baby. Okay. Gumsy, you got either centre back or striker to choose from Arsenal now.
This is the bad thing. We should have gone with Dembele. We should have gone with the striker. Let's go. It's got to be available. So, oh God, it's going to be Merino.
Marino's your striker.
So really, what have we done?
So you've got a centre back to pick.
Yeah, Kivior's been unbeaten, so I'm sticking Kivior
in.
Okay, so this is Gumza's and Tony's horrendous team. No, I'm joking. Donnarumma, Hakimi, Lewis Skelly, Saliba, Kivior, Rice, Neves, Vitinha, Saka, Sheila, because I can't say his name, and Marino. Now, I could have given people a max score of 10 on this because there's easy at 10. You're not getting a 10, quite clearly. And Gums already knows why, because for some reason you decided to still not pick a forward from the PSG lineup. You went for Marino. Now, I'm not going to auto-foul you on it because, to be fair to Marino, he's done all right. So I can't say he's a shit striker because he's done all right for him, to be fair. So you're going to get a 9. That is where I leave it. The ankle's doing it. I got you. So you're going to get a 9. You are up against 2 other people, though, that have also taken part. Now, let's see if they've actually got more common sense. Oh, they have. Look at that. They've both gone for a striker. So there could be a 10 on the cards here. We'll start with Marcel first. He's gone with Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Saliba, Tierney, Rice, Fabian Ruiz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Dembele. That's easy. 10.
I don't see Dembele as a striker, though.
No, he's been phenomenal, mate. As a striker, I'll be honest. Because what's good about Dembele, he doesn't just stay as the number 9. He will drift in the 11 or the 7, and that for me makes you like. So we'll just talk about your striker that you love, which is Gyökeres, right? Gyökeres can do that as well. He can drift into the 11 and 7, and that makes him so fucking more dangerous than just being a number 9. That's why I love Dembele so much right now, because he's been phenomenal.
I hear
you. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So yeah, Marcel gets a 10. Gilles has gone with Raya, Hakimi, Saliba, Marquinhos, Timber as a left back, João Neves, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Sheila, and Dembele. Yeah, I can't not score that a 10 either.
I think I'll be real. I can't give Marcel's a 10 compared when you look at the other one. He hasn't got Sheila in the team, and Tierney is a left back. I can't.
I think it's one of those where you pick the 5 PSG a bit too quick, and you go
sugar. Yeah. I think the other one. I think the other one is better. Well balanced, very well balanced. I think.
Yeah, I will both go give them 10s, but I will start Gilles because you guys have said that he won, because they will want to know who's won out of them. So yeah, right. now people know what's coming up. But you don't know what game it is, which would be interesting. Hang on. Chris has taken part in this. I know you guys have been petitions.
Gums off, I think we won.
Strikers. Gents, the challenge just testing are still awesome. I rate it a 6. Pino not in the challenge. This is automatic. Donnarumma, Hakimi, Saliba, Kivior for his recent performance. Timber, Marquinhos, DM, Saka, Martinez, a 9. Okay. I will be honest, that will be a 9 due to the fact you picked Martinelli as a 9. I do think he can do it, but I've not seen it enough to say that he could be better than Dembele. So I'm going to pick that as a 9. Mm-hmm. That's still a good score though. So you're not being in the challenge is automatic. Me. It's a good job I don't give you the power of that, isn't it? Then Tim. Neves reminds me of McAllister can play anywhere in midfield. He's played. Oh yeah, Neves is very good. I don't agree with the price, but he's very, very good. But anyway, let's move on to the retro challenge. Now, for people that have not played this, it's very simple again. Choose 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from the opposition. Any player from the squad list, and 2 squad lists will appear very shortly. And you just got to pick them. 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 forward from the opposition must be selected. Once you select player, you cannot swap him. Formation of the home team, as of now, is the selected. So it is still 4-3-3. And the game is, people ready? 1994.
I knew you were going to do that.
I didn't want to do the Champions League because that was boring. I wanted to go back further. And obviously, we all know what happened after that as well. So, yeah. Calvin Campbell, 7th minute winner against PSG. These are the teams. Okay. So I'm going to go through the PSG lineup first. Lama, Rocher, Gomez, Coletta, Sassus, R.I.P. by the way. Le Guen, Fournier, Guerin, Rai, Valdo, David Ginola. On the bench was Lasser, Cumbert, Gravelan. I do him because he's a coach. Cobos and Borelli. For Arsenal, Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Bold, Winterburn, Paul Davis. Jonny Jensen, of course. Ian Selly. Big up to Ian Selly. Campbell, Roy, Smudger. Miller, Keown, Hillier, McGoldrick, and Parler. So I always giggle when I say McGoldrick. I don't know why. Parler on the bench. I'm going to let Gumza pick first. And do you want to do PSG?
You got to do PSG. We have to.
All right. I don't want to put him in. I don't want to put. No, I'm not putting Ginola in.
Okay.
Just I might have to, but his ties to Spurs is
I all I ever think of Ginola is he played for Newcastle. That's
Newcastle. Let's do that. Yes, do Newcastle. Ginola.
That's how I look at it. I don't ever think of him playing for that scummy team.
You do PSG Ginola. It's fine.
All right.
Right. So your first player for PSG, Gunza.
Wait, can I describe where did he play in that game, or can I move him around a bit?
You can move him around. I'm versatile when it comes to these.
All right, yeah. Let's put him on.
In all fairness, this is 1994, and some people won't even know who some of these players are. So I am quite versatile.
Because I was 8 years old, so struggling there.
Yeah. So if we're going 4-3-3,
yeah,
I'm going to put Ginola on the left wing.
Okay. Tony. Now, the majority of them are obviously obviously Lama's the goalkeeper, and then you've got 4 defenders, and then you've got
Lama. I'm thinking joggers, isn't I?
Yeah,
that's him.
I know this is going to be quite tricky for you, mate.
Guerin.
Okay, where do you? I'll just put him in midfield, right? It doesn't really matter where they go. I'm just going to put him in midfield. It's easier for you guys. Gomza, your next PSG player, please.
I'm going to go Lama.
Okay.
Yeah, you bugger.
Over Seaman. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just looking at the other teams.
I'm joking, mate. I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking. Don't worry. Tony.
Yeah, I'm going to struggle now.
No, all I will say is Roche was a very good defender, by the way. Just to give you a bit.
Yeah, I mean he was probably the only one I've got any memory of, so I will put him in.
Okay, I'll How would you want to put him in? Because I will be versatile, as I said. I'm going to leave the left back alone because I'm pretty sure you will want Winterburn anyway. Do you want to put him as one of the centre backs? As Rush?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. We'll try and help you out because I know Tony's going to struggle because he was literally 8 at the time. I was 14. How old were you, Gumza?
What's his 94? 9.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. So I was the oldest. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I've really picked a horrible goal for you guys, haven't I?
Yeah.
I was hoping because I was thinking Brenny and I was thinking of what actually happened as well. So I wanted to go far back. So, okay. So the final player is for Gumza.
Valdo.
Okay. How would you want to put him?
I think I'll put him on the right just because it looks like Arsenal got a number 9. So
okay,
we can use one of those. We've got a few number 9s in there, so we can put one of them in there.
Okay. Am I wrong in just saying it's going to be a Dixon, Adams, Winterburn defence? Because obviously you've got Ross there as well. Yeah?
Yeah, we go with that.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, I was thinking it's a bit pointless actually asking you guys on these ones because pretty sure we know who that's going in there. Right, your 2 midfielders though. Who else are you going to pick out of Paul? Well, to be fair, David Hillier as well. To be fair, Paul Davis is one, yeah.
Davis, yeah.
Okay. Who are you going to pick as your second one? Because obviously you've got Hillier on the bench as well, who's for me a good midfielder. Parler can play midfielder.
Parler, I like. Oh, thinking
quite a few choices there.
Yeah, that's not easy.
A good midfielder, and Johnny Jensen, as everyone knows, I've got him on my shirt. So.
Yeah, I was thinking Jensen. I was thinking John Jensen.
Okay, well, Tony, what are you going to go with? Oh,
Davis.
Because you went for Davis, didn't you? So I'll let Gumza go with Jensen.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
Jensen.
Okay, here we go. This might be interesting. Smudger, Righty, or Campbell? Who are you going with as a striker here?
Here's the thing. They're all good, but one of them scored.
Oh, but in full fairness, Smudger scored extremely important goals.
Yeah, this is very true. And I, to be honest with you, you can't really go wrong, can you?
Mm-mm.
There's no wrong answer here. But because of me and Gumza were a similar age.
Yeah, it's
Righty, isn't it?
It's got to be right. I'll be honest. I'm not here often, so the chance I've got to put Righty in the team, I can't turn it down. So
exactly.
And it'd be wrong with me.
Let's be real. He is one of the reasons why we are Arsenal fans.
Arsenal fans. He is. Yeah. 100%.
Fair enough. Right. Let's have a look. See what people. All are auto fouls. No Zinchenko. That's blasphemy. You are such a git goal. Did PSG? Yes, they did. They were a big team as well. That was the semi-finals. That 1-0 win. I think we did go on to go to the final. I think we drew in Paris. I think. But yeah, PSG have always been a big team. Obviously, the money's helped over the years, but no, they've always been a big team. Always. Tony, you've always believed, been saying it for months, that we will need some of that positivity tonight. My nerves are crazy. Good luck. Chris just laughed. I bet, Chris, you've asked your dad, haven't you, to help you with this? He asked his dad on some of these games because he obviously it wasn't even born. So he asked his dad, can you pick any of them PSGs? They all stunk. Really? No, mate, you need to go back and watch PSG in '94. They were actually a very good team. Retro challenge, I'm going with the Arsenal. So the tournament was stuff your rules. Berchinola, Le Guen, and Fournier on the bench just to accommodate you. Thank you ever so much. Big up to Pyro Destiny.
Travis.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Travis?
That's Travis. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad someone was going to tell me who, because I literally know. I've just seen the name in here, but I don't actually know it. Thank you very much, Travis. Right, Chris has had a go. Right, Lama, Dixon, Adams, Gomez, Winterburn, Le Guen. Oh, that's actually quite good to be fair. Okay, I will say max score for 9. So I'm going to have to go through Gumza's and.
Yeah, you just said he turned 26, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's really good. That's impressive.
I know. Yeah. He wasn't even born. Wasn't even born. So Gumza and Tony, max score I feel is a 9. I think that's fair enough score for a max score. Lama, Dixon, Winterburn, Roche, Adams, Guerin, Davis, Jensen, Val. Yeah, that's a 9. I can't. I'm not. I'm going to class Ginola as new because I have to love him because he was a really good player to watch. As much as he played for Tottenham.
You enjoyed
Newcastle,
it's
just stunning. No, honestly, if you ever get to speak to him and listen to him on the interviews, he's
a great
class man as well. He's such a nice bloke. So you're going to get a 9. Chris, you're also going to get a 9 because that is really, really good. I do wonder. Players I picked from PSG, I only seen clips of apart from Ginola. Fair enough. Well done, though, mate, because honestly, that's a really good team. Paris FC might be League One next season, I'm sure. Yes. So far, I've heard that Paris FC, because there's two of them, because their women's are very good as well, Paris FC, because they've got two. They've got 2 Paris clubs, so it's PSG and there's Paris FC.
They're third, aren't they, in the French league?
Yeah, and they've both got women's teams as well, and they're both bloody quality. They're so damn good. My dad's oh, bless him. Good on for him doing that. But you are up against 2 people as always, so you get to see what they've done. We're going to start with Didier first. They've gone with Lama, Dixon,
I would imagine
Rocher, Adams, Winterburn, Davis, Guerin, Gravelan. Oh, that's a 9. That's a really good team. I like that one. So Gravelan gets Didier gets 9. And Ian has gone with Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Rocher, Sassus, Davis, Faldo, Le Guen, Parler, Ginola, Wright. I'm not ever picking Sassus over Winterburn, so that's going to get an 8. I know Sassus was a very good defender. Ollie Cotton would absolutely love his hairstyle, but wasn't as good as Winterburn in my opinion. So yeah, not happening. But yeah, well done everyone. Thank you very so much for doing that. Predictions. Tony, you sticking with the one that you put in the group chat?
4-0, yeah.
Yeah, thought so. But I'll ask you. Gumza?
Just want to confirm I'm on diazepam.
Gumza, what are you going with?
I'm nervous, man. 3-1 Arsenal. Let's go on. Let's go.
I'll take it. Look, I want a 2+ goal lead. That's what I want.
Keeks is going 4-0 or 2-1. Not sure who. Is that to what team? So we could either win 4-0, lose 4-0, win 2-1, or lose 2-1. That's an interesting way of doing it. Chris has gone with 2-1. Travis has gone with 2-1. I'm not so positive, if I'll be honest, but that's just me. I'm negative Nancy. I feel we're going to lose. I'm going to go with 2-1 to PSG.
I just feel like I think the atmosphere is going to be greater than it was against Real Madrid at home.
I've seen the plans for tonight.
Yeah, the plans I've seen, and I'm hoping, that's going to be enough. I hope the lads watched the women's in the weekend. That's inspired them. They've seen what Crystal Palace done in the weekend.
I think what's interesting is none of us have really got big name players who have been there and done it. I would say PSG have got a few more. But even that, a lot of it's in the French league. Is like Marquinhos has won a lot, but it's in the French league. Dembele hasn't really won. He's been a part of some big teams, but I think Hakim, do you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting. Like, I do think that could play an advantage for us. Is like Madrid have been there and seen and done it all, whereas this PSG haven't. So it's going to be an interesting game. It really is.
Yeah, stressful. Really interesting game. Will PSG relentless style be their own downfall? True. They're all young. Yep. It's different pressure in semi-finals. Will be pressure of final is so close. Well, yeah, exactly. I do agree. Both teams will have pressure. I honestly just don't know. As long as I've always said, as long as we put 100% in, whatever happens. That's what I need to see. I need 100%. If we lose and we put 100% in, then I'll be proud of them. But if there are certain players on that,
inspiration from what they saw with Liverpool on the weekend, thinking like, I want a bit of that. I want a bit of that.
Well, I could have done with that in the Premier League game against Crystal Palace. To be fair,
I don't. But I do think
I have to be honest.
Madrid tie.
If whoever's Now, it's either Mikel or the players are doing this. Slightly downing tools in the Premier League games just for Champions League pisses me off, because if I was a season ticket holder, which I'm not, I would want 100% from my players every time I go and watch my club. Absolutely. Now, I'll be honest, I did not see that at the weekend. That was less than, I'd say, 50% personally. I thought some of those players didn't deserve to be on that fucking pitch.
I think the problem is as well, if you know mindset, then just give the fringe players a game then.
Exactly.
They've got something to play for. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Other guys are not going to perform in them games, then play Zinchenko there or Ethan. Do you know what I mean? Because some of them have got, again, there's a few positions up for debate, isn't it? So give the opportunity to others to try and stake a claim.
Yeah.
Or even if there's an injury, get them ready.
Give some of the kids a go.
Yeah.
You know,
I understand from Arteta's. Yeah, I understand from Arteta's point of view playing his main team. And I think someone like Trossard, for me, took the opportunity in that game to showcase why he potentially could start in this game. But for me, it was we were going through the motions. It was a hard watch.
See, now I know it's definitely Travis. Due to the fact of this, I wouldn't have picked it up until I've just seen that last bit in that sentence. Now I know it's Travis. And I can't play worse than that. Rice was disgraced. I'll be honest, I won't just say Rice was a disgrace. There were a lot of horrible performances at the weekend. And yes, Rice wasn't great, but nor was a lot of other players. And I'm disappointed in them personally. The Ricelander. He is, Geeks. Yes, he is.
This is for me. This is Saka's game. This is Saka's game. This is when the world. I mean, obviously everyone's taken notice, but this is the game that we're going to see the best of Saka. I feel good about it.
He's up against one of the best left backs in the world, though. Mohamed's going for a 3-0 to the Arsenal. Big up to Mohamed. Bony eyes will turn our atmosphere into a weapon on a regular. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? This is what pisses me off at the moment. You know, we're all up for these and do amazing videos. They are amazing. Don't get me wrong. Our PR department is hilarious. But do it against Crystal Palace as well. You know, that Crystal Palace, in all fairness to them, they were really good that day. But we should have annihilated them, and we didn't. But
I have a little bit of a concern though. You know, it's our last semi-final was against Man United, wasn't it? In the Champions League, and that was on the 29th of April.
Cheers for that, Tony.
I
don't rate Mendes defensively. I still think it's going to. I love Saka. Don't get me wrong, I do. One-on-one, he does struggle sometimes against Anthony Robinson comes to mind. And you're not going to say Anthony Robinson's the best left back in the world because he's not, but he's a very good defender, which is why I put Nuno in the same category because he's a good defender.
He had a horrible time against Lewis Hall as well earlier in the season.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't do very well sometimes, Saka, but it's not necessarily his fault. It's just because we just focus on the right, and that's all we seem to do. Everything just down the right, sod the left. But that's why next season, because we're having multiple threats next season, we will be more dangerous, and Saka will be freer. And I expect Saka to have a very good season, along with the other players that come in as well. But Saka, I do expect to have a lot more. This is why I like I said, I expected the announcement to be made September, but obviously it's already been released because he knows who's coming in, so he's delighted and happy.
Listen, don't worry about next season because the last time we did a runners-up three-peat, we won the double. So the following season, so.
Well, they're saying this about the Pope dying and all sorts. I find it quite crazy that people go.
We need to hang on to anything we can get. An English team won the Champions League. Yeah, we got to try and cling on to anything we can at this moment in time, haven't we? So I'm not against it. The only thing I would say to that three-peat, Tony, is we're not guaranteed second at this moment. We keep playing the way we're playing in the Prem. We may end up fourth. So
we've still got to play Liverpool. We've still got to play Newcastle.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? And me and Brody, we spoke about. I think we spoke about it in the stream the last time we were together, and you know, the league would have been wrapped up by then. So we'll beat Newcastle 4-0 at home. If we were still in the title, race, we would have lost it.
It slapped us, yeah.
Oh yeah,
but we would have gone out of play or something.
they've got Champions League to play for, and they are going to be fighting at the
Yeah,
bit.
no, it's I think we'll be fine for second. I think we'll be fine.
Well, hopefully we are. I would take Eze, Mateta, and Wharton from Palace. Great players. Definitely agree with Eze and Wharton. Mateta, I'm not convinced still. I'll be honest. He's had a great season this season. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen him before, and that bit concerns me. But Wharton, yes, 100%. Arsenal were very interested. We were trying to get him last summer, but Crystal Palace bought him in the January before that summer, so we couldn't get him, which was really annoying. But yeah,
I'll be surprised if Ed's still there next year.
Eze will not be in a Crystal Palace
That's
season come September. Guarantee it. PSG can. Yeah, they can. Defensively, they are a little bit suspect. But I'll be honest. So are us sometimes. Look, we only have to look at the weekend. We are a little bit suspect sometimes. Robertson got cooked by Saka this year. Remember that goal? Yeah, that's one. But Robinson cooked Saka. Lewis Hall cooked Saka. So Saka does well, but not every single game. That's what I'm saying. But it's all to do with the way that we play as well sometimes. PSG midfield is overall better in my opinion. Definitely agree. Definitely agree on that one.
They're a lot quicker.
Yeah. Eze, Gay, and Wharton. Those three, yes. Definitely agree with those three. Good choices. Copium, Newcastle, Chelsea.
Yeah, but Gray won't be one to be second choice. You mean?
I'll be honest. Look, I've said it. Mateta has improved this season under Glasner. That coach has really got the best out of him. But I have remembered Mateta beforehand, very much like
penalty in the weekend.
Say that again.
Was it the weekend? His penalty?
Yeah, penalty in the final, in the semi-final. Yeah, it was bad. Well, he just hit it wide, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I think people like Mateta. I think there's two elements to it. If he was to become my starting striker, no. But if we was to bring him in for a season just to play backup, I wouldn't be against because he's a handful, isn't he?
I would not say no to a Mateta backup, but I'm not having him as my number 9.
Yeah. It's the same as one year from Forest. That's what I was saying in the January transfer. To try and get someone like him.
Yeah,
he would just be a handful. Just a battering ram, isn't it? Like strong, physical, and he would just allow some of the other players to just enjoy their football because
it's why I like Samu.
Worry about this guy.
He's like a Nunes, isn't he? He's like a Nunes.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. Samu, I'd happily have at our club. I just love him. Really, I love a battering ram. I absolutely just love it. It's probably the military in me. I just love something that just batters the shit out of you. Thinking of the tanky regiment, but Cole will get that. Villa are awful. Yes, they always are. But anyway, I'm joking. They're all right sometimes. Hope Palace win the FA Cup. That is my only hope now. I'll be honest. I have no wish for the other club to win it because I will have to be there in my work capacity. So I have no wish for Man City to win it because that means I have to speak to their owners again, and I can't.
We'll be going for Palace. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. I might probably get in trouble, but I might try and sneak a Crystal Palace shirt under my work shirt and rip it off if they win. But no, that might piss some people off, but never mind. Hope Palace beat City in final, but won't happen. No, I don't see it happening.
Why not? It can happen. It can happen.
It can happen. It can happen, but I will definitely have some drinks in my office if City did win. When he came on, the game changed against us. He cooked 3-4 of our defenders with his movements. Yep, it will mean more to them than City, 100%. But I think City are kind of in a role. Rodri's back in training now. Haaland's back in training as well. So City are very much up for it. No one is like Nunes. He's just so post-squishes yeah, me too. So got a soft spot for Palace. I think we all have, and I think it's literally to do with Ian Wright. If I'm honest,
it is. No, it is. It is.
I will never slander Crystal Palace. They're just a nice club as well. It's very much like QPR. I'll always like QPR because, well, mainly Steptoe and Son for me, but personally, but
they are like the London darlings, aren't they? You know.
Yeah, there's certain clubs in London you just can't hate them. Obviously, there are clubs that you can hate: Millwall, Chelsea, Tottenham. But there's clubs. Obviously, I know a lot of people will hate West Ham, but obviously, I can't.
It's getting bad. I'm starting to show pity for Tottenham.
But guys, yeah, I know. But guys, there won't be no watch along tonight for obvious reasons. But there will be a reaction.
Is Dermo doing one? No, please tell me he is.
I have no idea.
Well, that's
he doesn't.
Because
to be fair, he is our lucky mascot. To be fair,
he is.
He's probably getting ready for the Thursday's game, because obviously he's got was it Bodo Glimt or
I got a feeling there in the final.
Yeah, it's going to be an all English final for me. Personally.
Could you imagine a North London Derby Super Cup?
Oh, don't, because Dermot keeps talking about this too, and I'm like, no, because there is that slight chance we don't win it, and then Tottenham fans will never
the thing is,
let us remind us.
If they do win the Europa League, we have to win this.
Yes.
Otherwise,
oh Christ, yes.
Well, actually, do you know what? I'm in Mallorca when the Europa League finals on, so suppose we win that, I'm staying. I'm not coming back.
Technically, Europa League would be what our Cup Winners' Cup was, wasn't it? Technically, is that right?
Hey, the Conference
you remember
League
the Cup? Yeah, the Cup Winners' Cup technically is what Europa League is now, isn't it?
No, Conference League.
Is it?
The UEFA Cup's always been around. It was
because back then it was European Cup or Cup Winners' Cup. There's only two other. So Cup Winners' Cup now is technically Europa League, isn't it?
Europa.
I ignore the Conference League because that is.
Well, no, because obviously they dissolved the Cup Winners' Cup, and it was just it was just UEFA Cup, wasn't it? And then I would say Conference. Well,
you'd say more Conference, would you? I'd say it's Europa personally.
Because Europa was you'd say Fairs Cup, Europa League.
Fairs Cup as well. Yeah. Fair enough.
And people forget about that. See, they talk about Arsenal won European trophies. We won the Fairs Cup, which is basically the Europa League. So shush.
Oh, and Fairs Cup. Yeah. Palace and Fulham for me are okay. Fulham okay. I'm not the greatest fan of their owner, but yeah.
I don't like that owner.
No, he's a prat. Epic hate along failed loading, 100%. Spurs United winning Europa, biggest scam ever. Tell me about it, because that means they get Champions. They get Champions League next season, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, that's mad.
We're all open for Bilbao Bodo final. All open for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you ever so much, Gomza. Where can they find you, my friend?
Nowhere. I'm hiding. From in the army group chats. And that's about it, really. But I'll be hopefully popping along to a few more of these towards the end of the season. But Bob, thanks for having me. Tony, love as always. And I'll see you shortly.
Silver One, where can they find you, my friend?
Sticking that in front of what you see there, and you'll find me on X, chatting a load of waffle as I usually do. Yeah, pretty much it. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, mate. But yeah, obviously, hopefully, there is still 6 more match previews to do. Hopefully. But after that, there will be transfer talk, because literally the window will open the 1st of June, which I'm already prepared for. Our paperwork's already prepared for. We've had to have 2 lots of new
Bobby, I've got a feeling you're going to be very, very busy this summer.
Yes. Yes. I've actually had to hire 15 new members of staff.
I was going to say, it's not just going to be Arsenal, it's going to be everybody.
Yes, everyone has been, because the past 10 days has been mental because of a situation that I had to deal with. And yeah, everyone's been messaging from everywhere about what's this happening about our club? What's this? I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I've had to have 15 new staff for this summer window just alone, which is mad. But yeah, it's going to be crazy, guys. But honestly, I do expect it to be the best Arsenal summer window we've ever had. So that is the positive that I'm going
after we've lifted big ears.
Well, let's hope that also is part of it. But guys, I will see you tomorrow at some point for the reaction. But enjoy tonight. Try and enjoy the game.
I can't enjoy it too. Even the away game at Madrid, I did not enjoy one bit of it until like the 93rd minute. I think.
I was all right until the 85th minute. I need
to make sure about 7:30 I'll take 2 diazepam. I need to make sure I do that because.
Oh mate. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm out of here. Speak to you later.
Okay.